That sumbitch is tough as woodpecker lips.
The Southern Saturday Podcast.
Oh, well, come on, son. You couldn't whoop a pitcher of meat.
It's like giving your ears a big glass of sweet tea.
Come on, boy. Shit.
Drink up and enjoy.
By God.
By God.
I drug in from Georgia a little bit. Britany Smith.
Again.
She's back with us. Yeah, again.
For a second
Round
time.
two.
Round two. We come over here the first time. It was 120 degrees outside. Now we're here and it's 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the South, people don't know how to handle it either. They don't know how to handle snow. The women are all in mink coats and shit they found from grandma's closet.
Yep.
Nobody's got clothes ready for this. All the men are in their best hunting attire.
I'm inside of a house with a hat on right now.
Looks a little bit
cool.
like Civil War Part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's everybody doesn't know what to do. We're just rolling around. It's
And
like
all the people that comment on our videos that from the north, like, you waited.
Y'all
you.
don't.
I'm like, who cares, man?
Yeah,
why are you so
let
mad?
us live our lives.
Why are you so mad? I'm having fun in the snow.
Yeah. Imagine the first time as a child up north you seeing the snow. Like, that's the excitement that we have, especially in the south where we at. Oh my gosh, we never see it.
When's the last time y'all had it?
It was like 8 years ago, I think, 7 or 8 years ago.
Did you have snow, or like ice?
Well, yeah,
snow?
yeah. We
Nice.
had it was maybe like 2 inches or something like that.
Oh wow, so that was
which
good.
is snow for us, yeah.
Yeah, that's snow for us. The last time they said Mobile had this much was like 1895.
Good Lord.
Now it did ice like 7 years ago, and then when I was a kid in like 96, we had to leave a field trip early, and I remember scooping snow off the back of cars.
Yeah. We're not like they want to make fun of us up north, but we're just not prepared for it because we don't get it. So why would we have snow plows and salt and everything that they do?
Exactly. Y'all don't know how to drive on snow.
Yeah.
Like, why would we? Why would we know how to drive on snow?
We're just out here risking it all, you know, to get to work when it snows half an inch
or
of
for
snow.
Cigarettes.
Yeah,
Dude, people down
beer.
here, they'll get out for some cigarettes.
Cigarettes and Bud Light.
Call Eddie's and see if they're open.
Yeah. We had a good time though, because it never does. So, you know, we're not fancy like the people up north either. So we don't have like sleds and stuff like that.
Oh, you got a John boat.
We had a John boat. So we hooked up my husband, and I literally almost told him to sell this thing like 10 years ago because he never uses it. But he took like a 14-foot aluminum boat. He cut the middle out of it and he made it into a one-man boat. Because he thought it would be fun to stick like a 15 or 25 horse on the back of it and just get out in the river and just haul ass. You know?
Yeah.
And it has just sat underneath our shed for years because we have another aluminum boat we use when we go to the river and stuff. But he was sitting there and he's like, oh, I got an idea. And he went around to the back of the shed. He got that one-man boat hooked up to the back of our side-by-side.
So he made that out of a longer boat?
Yeah.
What, did he just weld something on the back of it?
Yeah, well, he basically cut the center of a 12-foot boat or 14-foot boat. And then he literally just spliced the front end and the back end back together. He welded, he welded the middle of it together, and he used to use it before we had kids, but now we have the kids, you know. So we got a 14
So yeah,
foot.
when does he get to go fishing all by himself?
Yeah, never, because he knows I get mad if he goes fishing without me. But yeah, we pulled that thing across the snow and we had us a good time.
God,
we built
like
ramps.
so much fun.
We were jumping.
Every now and then
with
I'll
it.
watch somebody's video like yours, and I'll be like, God, they picked the perfect song. And you know what I mean? Like, as soon as it started, it was like, I was like, of course, the fucking Jackass song. That's amazing.
Yeah. We used to that used to be the thing to watch back in the day.
Oh, my
know?
God.
I mean, when you didn't have nothing else to do, you know, that was like the
I remember
show
that was the
we'd
first
watch.
people that I ever saw where I was like, these guys are crazy. They're hurting themselves on purpose.
Yep.
And then the Pain Olympics and all that bullshit came out.
man.
But Jackass was the craziest thing I'd ever
was
seen.
like the OG, and then they came out with the movies, and they did some stuff in those movies that would make you I mean, I would be sitting there just about to puke. They wasn't just dangerous stuff; they did nasty stuff too.
Those are the worst. Those are the ones that I kind of had a hard time watching the gross stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't mind watching it, but once somebody puked, it would.
You were done.
I can't watch people puke. It's different if I can watch Jackson puke and like help him.
Yeah, he's your kid.
I cannot watch another person
really
puke.
it
No.
doesn't bother me. I don't know why puking doesn't bother me. Now,
oh man, I could watch somebody get murdered before I could watch them puke.
Really?
Yes.
No, I don't. I think the only thing on that show that ever almost, like, I got a little bit nauseated was when they wore the sweatsuits and they hooked old boy up on the freaking, on the treadmill, and they put that sweatsuit on him, and they opened up, like, right at his ass crack, and they had that little tube. And they collected the sweat, and then Steve-O drunk the sweat. That was the only thing.
I'm telling you, I'm getting that salty, like, that salty taste in my fucking mouth. God, that is disgusting.
Oh, man, that was the only thing that about got me on that show.
No,
so
else, if that got you, you remember when he put on the astronaut helmet?
Yeah.
And they started farting into it?
Yeah,
and he
no,
just starts puking in his helmet, and it's just floating up to his neck.
No, that didn't even. Let
me tell you something. MTV would have to offer me $1 billion for that.
No, that didn't even faze me.
Oh my God. No, what you said, I got saltwater mouth just thinking about it. That was disgusting. And then when these people, they come out and tell you, they're like, Steve-O and all of them was on drugs real bad. You're like,
yeah, well, no shit. We all
hold
knew
on.
that.
I was like, who thought they were sober? Yeah, Can we talk about that? Who the fuck thought they were sober?
Nobody thought they were sober. Everybody knew they were on every single type of drug that you could think of.
Why wouldn't they be? I mean, nobody thinks of these things with sober minds.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Nobody
does that.
That's why
stuff.
now when they're like, Steve-O and them, they're sober. They're not really going to do another Jackass. You're like,
yeah.
They're also like 60.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Knoxville's gray headed.
Yeah. And they've all, to me though, they've all aged considerably well considering.
Oh yeah,
the
you're
shit
right.
that they put their
Bam's
bodies
the only one
through.
that looks bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like a raging alcoholic.
Oh yeah. I see the videos. But I'm not here judging nobody.
No, I mean imagine being in the spotlight while
Yeah.
beating your brains out for. I used to love Viva La Bam. Did you ever watch Viva La Bam?
Yeah, all the time.
I loved it.
Time.
Those parents.
Yeah, his poor mama.
Oh
my God.
my
And his
God.
dad too. But
Yeah.
they would just be, they were so cool about it, but at the same time she'd be like, Bam, not
I
again.
remember one of the videos early on that I saw. He had set up a camera in the bathroom, and Phil comes in to take a shit, and Bam runs in and beats the shit out of him while he's shitting.
Yep.
And all Phil's so big, he's just like, Bam, stop, and he's just all you hear is like slap boxing all over his head. He rips his shirt off. Phil's just sitting there naked. God, Bam!
But that was the show back in the day too. But could you imagine our children doing that to us now?
Or imagine doing that to your parents.
Oh no, my poor mom. Oh my gosh. No, my dad didn't play neither. Still doesn't. So no, there would have been none of that. That's what I couldn't understand either. I would like see his parents and think, oh my God, there's no way my dad would be in jail if we tried to do half the stuff that they did on that show to my mom and dad.
I can't imagine slapping my dad at all. Mary, let's go in there and just wailing on him.
No. And some of it was probably like for TV purposes.
Oh, yeah.
They were probably
but they were doing some of that shit before they were even famous. So a lot of it was like.
No, I just couldn't. I mean, but that's why people like the show, though. That's
but imagine starting that and you're not famous and you're like, I think I just want to put a light bulb up my ass or whatever it is, or I think I want to jump on that glass table.
And in all honesty, that is how some people got like big from doing.
That's how Jackass got big for sure.
But not just Jackass. I'm saying like other people, like certain girls would do sketchy things, and then they get this big huge following, and then now they're doing comedy. And I
don't know who you're talking about, but I wish I did.
Not anybody in particular. I'm just saying that there are some people out there that started out doing crazy shit, but you got to think like.
Well, I mean, look at
both of us.
Mia Khalifa.
Well,
I mean, she's like a sports announcer now, and she says she's a famous sports announcer because of how good she knows sports. I was like, come on now.
Yeah, but I mean, look,
be honest,
I didn't start out doing comedy skits.
No, you started out whistling.
Yeah, I started out whistling and just talking in general, making things, and people would be like, "We love your accent. Read us a story." And so, like, I used to do this story time with B. Smith like every Thursday. Just because people would request me to read like different books and stuff, and so that's how I got started, and then the skits just took off. But you were doing workout videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Don't look those up.
Please do.
My brother last night was like when we were coming to meet you. He's like, I can't remember what he said. He's like, did she wear her crayon on stage? And I was like, yeah, I think so. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure you do. He's like, and she does the voice. I was like, well, that's her voice. He's like, nah. I was like, no. I was like, that's her voice.
He probably got there last night and was like, oh shit, he was for real.
I was like, she cranks it up. Yeah. She cranks it up. It changes, just like I did. Yeah.
It changes a little bit. And I tell people all the time, you have to focus on like keeping that cigarette in the corner of your mouth. And I don't know why it changes the tone, but it makes my voice deeper.
Well, it makes you have to.
One, that's why I brought them today. You know, you stick it in there, and this is my voice for real. And then you stick this crayon in your mouth, and you have to change the way you speak to keep this thing in the corner of your mouth. You know, I mean, people think I'm being fake, but I'm seriously, I am talking just like I normally talk.
You know, give me the other half of that.
I got a new one, brother. Just
okay, well, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
See, if I'm talking and then I just put this thing in my mouth, it makes it.
It just changes it.
It does. It makes it a little bit worse. Let me work on that carburetor. We can clean that carburetor before you about $55.
There you go.
There you go. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I got plenty. I stole them from that restaurant last night. Jack didn't pick them up. I stole them from the wood.
No, you didn't. Winsel's ain't got no Crayola.
They do. They do got Crayola. I know. I thought they would have Rose Art too, brother, but turns out they have.
Which ones taste better? I know you don't really taste them. I'm just fucking.
You don't. No, I'm just kidding. No, Crayola for the win. Crayola for the win. Rose Art. I don't know if they use like a different type of paper. I think they put a little bit of wax on their paper too, so they like don't hold on. It's
it's $1 million idea that we just thought of.
What?
If these people would be smart enough, because then you'd always have to buy more. I mean, you do anyway, but crayons last a good while.
Yeah, they do.
If you could make edible crayons,
that would be pretty cool.
I mean, if you could make something that would come off on paper. But they don't taste good.
Yeah, they don't taste good.
If you could make flavored crayons.
Maybe we should seriously think about that.
I mean, Britany Smith could make some flavored crayons, and then we'd have a hit.
Yeah.
Be your face on the box with them hanging out, except you're biting them this time.
Because people do always, that's the biggest question that I get when people come into my lives or they comment under my videos. They're like, why are you eating the crayon?
Right.
So then I have to give people a tutorial all the time of how it's just hanging on.
People don't understand that, like, if it was completely acceptable for you to have a fake prop cigarette, you probably would. Probably. But videos get taken down, even for the crayon sometimes.
Yeah, for the crayon. Yeah, TikTok is wild about, they're really big on like tobacco use and stuff like that. So even when I do use the crayon, they still flag my videos. They're like excessive tobacco use.
Yeah, I don't want to get on the TikTok tangent because we could go on forever.
We could.
They kill my nerves with their nitpicky bullshit.
Yep. Excessive tobacco use is a thing. They're really big on alcohol use.
I love when a trend happens and then some videos of the trend get taken down. I'm like,
why?
Wait a minute.
How are y'all picking and choosing?
They're not. They're whichever ones they're going to have to pay for.
Yeah, whichever people aren't getting paid, that's the video that they push.
They let that some bitch go wild.
Yeah.
And they know they're doing it too, because when you appeal, it'll have a thing like, have you seen similar videos like this on TikTok? Like, millions of them.
I always say no. I ain't no snitch.
I ain't no snitch neither. When they give me that little comment, they've taken it away where you can't type on it anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
You can just pick it. I used to let it fly, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rip them a new asshole.
Appeal, and they would be like, "Why are you appealing this video?" Oh, I'd write a novel.
And they'd let you write as long as you wanted to. It wasn't like 160 characters. Now you just got to pick a bubble.
Yep. It's dumb. Let us express our opinions.
Yeah, they were probably.
Let me tell you what I think.
Some of those people were probably wanting to commit suicide after reading this fucking thing. I used to send some terrible shit in there. I'd be like, "You sorry, sons of bitches."
And TikTok is just like, to me now, it's one of those platforms that it used to be my like best as far as monetization. How do you say that shit?
Here we go. Georgia's coming out.
Damn, I can't even say it.
Monetization.
It used to be like my biggest money platform, and now like I could just get
my least.
Shits. Yeah, I mean Facebook is hitting pretty good
even
right now.
Instagram has jumped it, and Instagram pays little to nothing.
Yeah, and I have 1/10 of the following on my comedy page on like Facebook and Insta.
I don't know how though, because you get good views.
Well, I get good views, but I didn't start them at the same time.
Right.
But, just this last year, I really started posting to Instagram, and I made the Facebook comedy page. So I just don't have I'm growing, like steady growing, but I just never put a lot of effort into any other platform.
Something's happened on Facebook recently where like back in the day I would get good views and like the growth was like
insane,
slow but steady or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
No,
gotcha.
Out of nowhere, this past like 2 months, I've been like, what is going on?
Yeah, you went from 800,000 to 900,000 in like a week. What?
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe
crazy.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
and before that, I sat at 600 for months.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it's like, all right, we'll follow this guy. I don't know what.
He's all right.
Nothing happened. Nothing went different. I've had like that Mario Kart video. Should have, by all means, if it's views based, should have got me hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
And it was almost like it was just kind of stale for a second.
How that but I've noticed that Instagram and Facebook have a lag time. So like I'll post a video and it won't do very much like the first 1 or 2 days, but then I'll look at like a week later and it'll be like 175,000 views or 250,000. I'm like,
I went to bed the other night and one of them was at like 10,000 views and I was like, well, damn.
It's not
I guess it's a dud.
Yeah.
And I woke up and it was 1 million.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, who's staying up all night
and watched
on a Monday
3 a.m. on a work night, school night?
But do you notice that? Which I mean, a lot of it could be like shift workers, but you'll get like a 2, 3, 4 a.m. comments, and you're like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, like, why are y'all?
And then I guess I think about myself at 16. We used to stay up all night. Like, dude,
same.
My house, whenever I was 16, my bedroom looked like a dungeon. I had a actual comforter like hanging from the windows, and my mom, she used to call out there sometimes, and I'd be asleep at like 1 o'clock in the evening, and she would lose her mind. And I remember being like, "Why does it matter?" And then as soon as I get to be an adult, I'll call like my baby brother will sleep till like 10. I'm like, "What the fuck's wrong with that boy? Wasting his day."
Lazy.
It's so crazy. Yeah. You don't even know when it changed, but something in your head was like, he ought not be sleeping all day. It just starts growing on you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was my grandparents though. My grandpa would be, if it was like after 7 o'clock, he'd be like, "Get up. You're going to sleep your life away. Time to get up."
And then I would get up and do nothing as a 16-year-old. Like maybe, when you were a kid, you played. Yeah. But whenever you were like the 16, you're just like, man.
Lazy.
Yeah.
I think it's your body getting used to like what you're about to deal with in adulthood. It's like you need that time to rest.
Like, trust me. Just let's rest.
Yeah.
What's coming's terrible.
The rest of your life, buddy.
With no break.
None at all.
We got stand-up tonight.
Yeah, we do. I'm excited about it.
We'll have to let y'all know how it goes. This will come out after it, but
yeah. My 3rd time on stage ever.
I know.
Yeah. Technically, I don't count the first time, but so technically my 2nd time on stage.
But you should count the first time. Anytime on stage, you should count it.
We can count the first
but
time.
I'm telling you, I've seen you do it once. This will be twice. Yeah. You would have thought that you had done it way more than one time. It looked that comfortable.
I appreciate that.
But you put a lot of prep into it.
I did.
You were sitting back there just
buddy.
A nervous wreck.
Y'all were like all just like laughing, and I was like, nobody talked to me. I'm in the zone right now. I was like getting ready for like a game, Yeah. I mean, it was like warm ups before game. I was sitting
like, you ever seen that Kevin Hart skit? I got shit today. Like, that was you.
Don't mess with me. Don't talk. Don't even look at me while I'm rehearsing my stuff. I did that at my very first show too. They were all like having a good time, throwing back beers, like not a worry in the world.
That bothers me too, though, in the green room.
Like,
if we want to bullshit before the show gets going, which you were the opener, so you had a reason to be. Yeah. You had to go first. I was
like getting ready.
But I don't like that it. Like, I'm cool with it until it's like showtime. Yeah. Then I'm like, all right, guys,
time to get in his own.
It's time for everybody to see who needs to relax. Or like, if you are a talker or whatever, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
But read the room.
Yeah.
If I'm over there with my notes and you're saying something to me, and I look up and I'm like, cool.
And then you look back down.
Yeah, and then they're like, so anyway.
Anyhow.
Dude, but I tell you what, that's a thing that I've noticed. Which everybody knows socially awkward people, but you know there's people that just can't read a room.
Yeah, I do. I know several of those.
Like, I remember we'd be on night shift.
Several.
We'd be on night shift and we'd be up there and like it's that 2 o'clock in the morning type night shift. You're down and everybody's just kind of like, and there'd just be a guy over there like, man, did y'all see LeBron this morning? and people would be like, oh yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. And he'd be like, that motherfucker's crazy. And you're just like.
It's like that early morning. You know the person that's like annoyingly happy at like 6 a.m. in the morning?
Me.
Oh, God.
That's me. And Courtney is not.
Bless it. See, that's me. But I think that's why me. I used to work with a girl named Nikki Berry. She'll be happy that I mentioned her on this. But she was just the most like chipper, happy person. I mean, she just woke up in the morning and pissed excellence. You know, she was like that kind of person. She was ready to go like first thing in the morning. But I loved it because she would like get me going at work. You know, I'd come in dragging my feet, didn't go to bed till 2:00 the night before because I didn't care. You know, that was before we had any kids and stuff. So you know, we were just doing whatever, and I would just get there and be exhausted. But I used to think, how in the world can you wake up in the morning and just be that energized? You know, I'm trying to take a nap. She's over there telling me about shit that happened 4 weeks
I'm
ago.
like that. I tell Courtney all the time, which she knows by now, but like I don't care if I get 2 hours of sleep or 12.
Yeah.
I just wake up
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me. Oh my God. I gotta have at least 10.
Courtney wakes up and double fists Red Bull.
Yeah.
Does no shit. She wakes up every morning, gets 2 full Red Bulls, and that is her breakfast.
Now, I'm an iced coffee person, so I wake up and drink.
Do you drink Scooters?
No, but I heard that Jessica, right?
Jess Russell, yeah.
Yeah, Jess Russell. She told you about scooters. I never had scooters. We don't have a scooters where I'm at.
Shout out Jess Russell. We just got our first one ever. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to go try it. And she's like, dude, it is good. I shit my brains out all day. All day.
That'll do it to you, though. That coffee will do it to you, man.
But I tell you what, they do have...
Was it different, though, than like, what was it, just strong or something?
Good.
It was good.
I got sugar-free. I think that was...
That's probably why.
Yeah.
That's why
and it was sweeter than sugar, so I was like, they're really going to fuck me up.
Your body was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, your stomach lining's in there just like, oh, God.
Yeah. What is this?
Everything get out.
But you know, Jess is so high. She's so like high energy.
Well, it probably makes her shit her brains out all day too, but she'll probably post that. You know?
I feel like it. Yeah, no, it probably works the opposite though. You know, like you have some people that take.
Well, she probably don't get sugar free. She probably gets the real deal. I mean, she's your size.
Oh yeah,
y'all are a little bitty.
She don't look like no punk.
If I saw you drinking a Diet Coke, I'd probably slap you.
Yeah, no. Listen, I am a sugar addict. That's why I never could. I always joke and tell people. I'm addicted to sugar. There's no way in hell that I could do hard drugs because I would never get off of hard drugs. If I'm this addicted to sugar and salt.
Well, that's the reason I've never tried cocaine.
Yeah.
Because I just know. Yeah. I know that I'd be like, ooh, I'd love this, and I'm not putting it down.
Yeah. If I love sugar this much, hard drugs.
Exactly.
I can't. I never.
As soon as I touch cocaine, I think I'd spend the rest of my life just trying to get more cocaine.
Yeah. You'd rather selling your body on the street.
I mean, who would buy it?
Yeah. Lots of people probably, dude. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, dude, I told her, I was like, Scooters is good. I was like, at least you don't sound like a little bitch when you're ordering it.
Oh, yeah, like a Starbucks.
And she's like, what'd you get? And I was like, a sugar-free Caramelicious. And I was like, wait a minute. And she's like, I was about to say, Caramelicious is pretty...
that's a pretty bitch drink.
I was like, I guess it's just not a mocha choca frappalato.
Frappalaco.
Yeah. Sounds like you're doing the Lady Marmalades. What it sounds like you're ordering at Starbucks.
Yeah, that's
mocha
why I did
choca
that
latte.
Yeah, that's why I did that skit about the Monkeyottos. Let me get one of them caramel Monkeyottos.
I've never heard that skit.
Oh my gosh, you got to go watch it.
At
I think I
called
Starbucks. People in the South ordering Starbucks.
I told her, I was like, you know what we ought to do? We ought to open up a like butch ass coffee shop where everything's got really manly names of Bear's Blood and
Pine Tar
Mocha
Latte.
Must. Yeah.
Mocha Must.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think we need to open that up.
That would be
where you can be a man and you can order like an iced vanilla frap, and there would just be like a snow dick or something. Like whatever.
My God.
Whatever you wanted it to be.
Let me get that dirt latte with a side of motor oil.
You'd have one, just titties.
Yeah.
If you wanted a black coffee, it's just titties.
Let me get that titty latte.
Just let me get titties.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir. We got
Extra
you coming right
nipple
up.
Side.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's $1 billion idea. I mean, I don't know where you
Nobody steal that idea.
No, we're going to do it.
Got lots of ideas today. Edible crayons and titty lattes.
Titty lattes and fucking mocha mush. Let me get a large mocha mush. Let me get that alpha blood.
Let me get that cooter.
Yeah. You got that cooter coffee.
Yeah, let me get some of that cooter coffee. Y'all got any of that cooter coffee in there today? Extra strong.
Uh-huh.
Extra
Let me get
strong.
that testosterone.
Yeah.
The sizes wouldn't be venti and stuff. They'd be something
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, man.
Yardstick.
Oh, man.
That way you could leave there and you could be like, I'm a fucking alpha male.
Yeah, I'm a man.
I'm an alpha male drinking this titties.
Oh, the butch lesbians, that would be the new.
Oh, they'd be in there, buddy. They'd be in there. Yeah. We get they make their voice extra deep.
No,
Get
yeah.
that mocha must.
Yeah.
Here, coming right up, Patty.
Yeah. I told you my favorite trend on the internet right now is when they go around and they ask the stud lesbians, what their real name is, and so they'll come in there, they'll be like, "What's your stud name?" And she'll be like, freaky whoever in the sheets, and then they'll be like, "What's your real name?" She's like, "Britany." That's the best. Janet, and they got all these like crazy stud names.
Is that the new like? That's the
it.
acceptable word instead of dyke. Is dyke not acceptable anymore? Now it's stud.
I think it's stud now. Yeah.
I can't keep up.
Yeah, I can't neither.
I think butch is still there, right? That's you can still use that.
I think you still can use like butch and lipstick lesbian.
Oh yeah, you
got
can
your
for sure use
lesbian,
lipstick lesbians.
you know.
They think that's a compliment.
It's like category. I mean, like it just like you it's like category.
It's like Jeopardy. You pick it.
Yeah. And they also people use like top and bottom and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's not derogatory either way.
Which is like nobody's business though. That's my thing. That's what we were talking about earlier. I don't.
Yeah,
care
like
what
you ever
anybody
seen
does,
those people say something about like, I heard so and so's gay, and like an old man be
Yeah.
like, bitching or catching.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's like you can't say
why?
that
I was like,
anymore.
why do you give a fuck?
Yeah, like why are you worried about what that's what I just can't worry about what
Is
other
it because you're
people
trying
doing.
to picture it,
Yeah,
or what are we getting at here?
Are you-
I mean, hell, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
God almighty, I bet he's catching.
Like it's nobody's business. That's what I say. We were
My
talking
thing is,
earlier, but,
exactly. Whatever you want to do inside your homes, it's not illegal.
Like
you do
I'm
it.
living my life. You live
Or even
your
if it's
life.
illegal, as long as you're not murdering somebody.
That's right.
If you got two consenting adults in there, you do whatever you want to do.
There are a few exceptions in there, but as long as you do and you
I wanted to
live
do
your
a
life.
skit where like a guy comes to. I'm not gonna say it because then it'll ruin it. It's funny.
Somebody
It's
will
something
copy
just
it too.
like It's something just like what we're talking about, where it's just like, why does it bother people?
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah, it does. And I will never get that. Like, live your own life. Quit worrying about everybody else.
And I love people are like, what's next? Like bestiality? And I'm like, I mean, if you could find a talking horse that was like, yeah, I love this guy, then whatever, I mean,
Consent.
If you can get that horse to consent to it.
is key, with everything.
Exactly. I just don't have to participate in your anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like you.
I don't
live your
ask you to
life, I live
participate in
my
mine. You know
life.
what I mean?
That's
Who
what I'm
cares?
saying. I don't
Do
give a shit
do
what anybody
you,
does.
boo boo?
Yeah, that's what I say. The same thing. Let everybody live their life the way they want to.
Exactly. As long as you're not murdering people.
Yeah.
Hurting kids.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Yeah. Me too. That's
And it's kind of weird that somebody would care.
Yeah.
When you really do think
really
about it, it really is
it's
care.
the
If somebody's like,
judgmental-
you hear them two lesbians got married, like who would be like,
What?
where?
Who cares what anybody? My thing is, I live my life and I control what happens in my own life, and that's my life. What you do in your life, that's your business.
Exactly.
I ain't got nothing to do with anybody else.
Well,
who
the internet
people decide to love
has
or
made
not
everybody
love,
really more self-centered than they ever were.
Yeah.
They think me, like I matter. I'm the only one that matters.
Yeah.
And I think about this when I'm in places like if I go to New York City, which you almost got to go to. That was a bummer. We were on a billboard in Times Square.
We were. Both of us were on a billboard
in Times Square,
New
thanks to
York
Miss
City.
Casey Tyndall.
Shout out to Casey Tyndall, who
She's coming on here in March 14th.
Okay, she trusted us with something very big.
Yeah,
that's going on in her life,
which is
right
a
now.
dream for two country kids to be on CMT.
Two little nobodies come from the South,
and now we're
we
up in the
CMT.
Big Apple. Up
I'm
on
telling
that
you
billboard,
what,
Times Square.
and on in a CMT country music video. You could have never told me in a million years when I was younger.
First of all, it's kind of impressive that they're playing a CMT country music video at Times Square. So,
yeah.
I mean,
hey, on the Paramount,
leaps and bounds.
Paramount billboard. It was a big one too.
I know. I saw the FaceTime video of it. That was wild.
Yeah. Thank you, Casey, for giving us.
Thank you, Casey. What was the point? Oh, in a place like that, I think anytime that I'm passing people, my mind's weird, as I'm sure yours might be a little bit too.
It is.
But I'll see somebody that I don't know at all. I just walk past somebody on the street. They got a blank stare on their face, just like everybody else you pass on the street. And I just sit there and think, and I'm like, as much as I have going on in my life, as much things am I worried about, as much things as I care about, she's got her own entire thing just like that.
Yeah.
We just walk right by each other.
Yeah.
Like she's got just that much shit she's worried about in her life, maybe more.
Yep.
But
It's like
everybody you cross, when you think
does.
about everything that matters in your life, and it only matters, there's a person right next to you who feels the exact same way.
Yep, exactly. Everybody has their own stuff going on. I don't think people understand that it's not like a competition, you know?
Well, yeah, and then
Like,
they want everybody to care about all these
who's
things.
got the most shit going on in their lives. Like, it's not. Like, you got your shit, I got my shit.
Exactly. You know? And then people want all these people to care about all these things. You should care about this. You should care about. Did you see where this company came out? Dude, these people go to work and they come home and they're tired and they want to spend a little bit of time with their family. Yeah. The last thing they want to do is keep up with everything they should be outraged about.
No. I don't know why you want to be out. I mean, you know, there's certain things that you can help in life and certain things that you can't help.
Well, yeah, why?
And you know what I mean? It's like, it's just one of those things for me that, like, as long, like that magazine that interviewed us, they were like, they were saying stuff about like, how do you define this and how do you define that? And I was literally just like, listen, I just, my life is defined by, I don't give two shits about material things. I don't give a shit about what else is going on in this world. As long as my family's happy and healthy, and, you know, we're living comfortable, that's all I care about, you know? And I wish that, like, everybody could think, like, you know what I mean? Instead of worrying about everybody else, worry about, you know, what you got going on and making sure that your family's, you know, but people just, People just want to be mad about something, I think.
Well, yeah, and misery loves company, too, on top of that. So if somebody's miserable, they will dedicate their entire lives to making other people miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Which is such a waste of energy.
Why? And I know
if you throw that energy, and I think about them all the time. I'm like, if you throw that energy just into anything constructive, you'd probably be successful at it.
Yeah. Like,
but I think on top of them not wanting to, I think there's a huge fear of failure that people don't admit. They never admit.
No, I agree.
If I put myself out there like that and I fail, I'm going to look like an idiot.
Yeah, no.
And you can't care.
That's how you learn, though. That's my thing.
You just can't care.
My grandparents always told me, do something, and if you fail, that's okay. You learn from what you tried.
Let's just say that you did fail.
Yeah.
All the people that make fun of you are still the people that sat there and did nothing.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're still already better than that.
Who cares? And too many people worry about, and I used to be one of these people, so I can't say a damn thing, but I used to be a people pleaser. I used to worry about what anybody and everybody thought about me, and then I got older, and I was just like, why do I care what anybody think? I don't care now, and that took me 30-something years to be that way. But it's just, I don't care. Whatever, if you think what you want to about me,
Exactly.
I'm out here trying to be a good person, live a good life. I got my kids, my husband, my family. That's all I care about.
But we will snap back in the comments section.
Oh yeah. No, I do be loving that now. I do be loving that.
You're the queen of it.
Yeah, I love
Dude,
that.
I'm telling you, that comment that you left that guy the other day, I laughed out loud. Like I was just reading the comment.
Oh, bald-headed boy.
Yeah, when you were like, he looks like a thumb.
I was like, this is coming from a dude that literally looks like a thumb. Like that was the first thing. I looked at his profile picture and he literally looked like this. I was like, dude's talking mad shit for somebody.
Yeah, that's what you said. Looks like a thumb.
I mean,
and that guy, ever since that, I think what happened, see, you can see it happening.
I hope he watches this, by the way.
Yeah, I do too. He probably will.
Yeah.
You can see it happening. This guy puts up this awful comment, gets a shitload of replies, most of from fans.
Yeah.
Then he'll reply to each one of them individually.
Yeah.
And then
it's the attention.
Yeah, guess what? He goes and starts going back to old pictures and commenting the same type of stuff on those. And I was like, I've literally watched in real time this guy get obsessed with the attention.
Yeah.
And he couldn't stop.
And then what they don't, and me and Sarah Evans talked about this in Nashville on her pod, but those people in the comments don't realize that like whether you comment negative or positive underneath our stuff, we monetize off of your comments because you comment. And then other people comment,
engagement,
and then that
more
pushes
views.
stuff out and gives us more views, and then more views.
If your comment gets 2,500 replies,
so
then
win-win for us.
Oh,
you know? Win-win,
it's
buddy.
great.
Please come in there. That's people will comment back. You know, when I'm replying back to some fool in the comments, and they're like, "Why even give them the time?" And I'll be like, "Cause I got time. Because time is money. You know, like I got time today."
There was some guy that tried to reply the other day when like everybody started eating this dude alive because he wrote a comment like that.
Something dumb.
Every now and then I'll reply. Sometimes I don't. If I do, it's always like you, a funny way.
Yeah.
And this guy was trying to say, they were like, you realize you're just making him money by commenting on this video.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, oh, hell, man. He's like, I know. He said, what do you think I'm doing it for? I make money off all my comments. I said, sir, quit lying to these people. Do not.
Please quit
That is
lying.
not a thing. You made that up. Yeah. I wrote him and was like, can you tell me how you're making money off your comments on my post?
Too,
And he's like, he didn't reply.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, guys.
People just making up bullshit. People just making up stuff, you know, to get people thinking.
He's like, I make a ton of money on my comments. That's why I comment on everybody's stuff.
No.
I was like, that's not.
You're not going to make money off of my video that you're commenting.
If that was the case, I'd spend my whole day going to every famous person's videos
just go
and just comment.
Trolling
Love
the
your
hell
stuff.
out of everybody. Yeah. Just put some ridiculous shit in the comments just so people will. I do wish that you could get, because I know I'll be commenting.
It would
some
make
silly
me want to.
shit.
You engage a pretty good bit.
Yeah, I do.
Because it tells me when you comment on stuff because whatever. And it'll be people that I don't even follow or anything. And I'm like, Britany is on her game. Ginger Billy's good about it too. Ginger Billy comments
really
on every. If I see a video that I like that's funny, I'll go to like it and it'll already say liked by Ginger Billy. I'm like, this guy's everywhere.
Yeah, he is. He does. But that's good. You know, I feel
it's a supportive thing to do.
You know, I feel like if people are like, if people are going to engage on my stuff, then I'm going to go back and try to
I'm the worst about it though.
Well,
I always forget.
I try to. And you have kids, it's a little hard too. You know, it's not like we can just sit down.
I don't like scrolling. So I have to literally tell myself like, go look and see if Britany uploaded something. Go look and see if Ginger uploaded something. I have to make myself go do it. But you're good about sending me stuff though. Like you'll send like whenever you'll be like, and I'm like, thank God, because I'd have never known if you didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So no, I get that, but yeah, I do. Especially certain creators that even if they don't comment on my thing, I respect anybody that's out here trying to make it in the comedy world, do comedy skits and just comedy
original comedy skits.
Original comedy skits. Let's emphasize that.
I was watching a video today of a guy. A really famous comedian, we're not going to call him out, not a sketch guy, like a literal famous comedian who's already got accused a pretty good bit of stealing jokes. And I remember I was watching this bit, and it's one of my favorite bits that I've ever seen him do. Like the only one where I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I start reading through the comments today, and they're like, yeah, this was on this show back in the 80s. This is a bit from that show. No. And I looked it up, and it damn sure was. And I was like,
word for word
you've got to be shitting me. Even my favorite one is picked up from some. But you'd be amazed. This is what I don't like about today's world. You'd be amazed at how many people are replying to this guy like, so what, man? As long as you do your version of it. I'm like, no, this is not okay.
Here's my thing.
If somebody writes a bit, you cannot take that bit
from the note. And I understand. So there are some people that give credit to other creators.
That's different.
Hey, that's completely different. If you tag the original
or like a
creator,
trend, that's fair game.
Trends are different. Trends are fair game. But if you give the other person credit, like that's one thing. But there are so many creators out there that will literally take, like you just said, they'll take somebody else's written skit.
Word
it's like
for word.
Plagiarism, but for
it
videos.
Is.
It's
just like if we could have a way to copyright that and get paid when you do it, we would.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
But there's just no.
And then the video theft, like the actual video theft.
Oh, that's even worse.
People will go and save your video and then create a fake page with your shit, and then they're
cutting a sponge over there on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm. There are people monetizing off of my shit right now.
Oh yeah,
2 or 3 people that have big followings
the
using my videos.
The only people that care about it are Instagram. They're the only place where there's no fake profiles. Nobody does those little half-cut videos. They do not let it fly. I get paid for my original audio on Instagram all the time.
Yep. when
for people
use
trying
your
to
stuff.
use my stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They're the only platform that does that.
I have a million fake
Face-
Facebook profiles
Yeah,
and a
Facebook
million
doesn't give
fake
a shit.
TikTok profiles.
Yeah, TikTok, Facebook don't give a shit. I've messaged them, emailed them. They don't care, man.
Oh yeah, now they got this new. You can pay $100 a month to get the business check mark.
the
No, you get your own
Meta
personal Meta agent.
I'm
I was like, Meta ain't done shit for
ain't
me.
done nothing for me.
You think
That's
all
what
of
I'm
a sudden
saying.
giving me my own agent,
But
they
maybe
still
we
won't
can-
help.
Maybe we can get verified now for real since we was in that music video.
Oh yeah,
And,
we got
we've
CMT
done it.
creds.
Yeah,
Don't wonder does that go to like IMDb or something?
I don't know. I mean,
Get with
we-
us
we
on
need to
that,
do
Casey
something.
Tender. We're
Yeah,
trying to
Casey
get
Tender.
verified. We're trying to get
we're-
big like
yeah,
you.
Casey, we just
Hit us up. No, she's coming to the 14th
That's
down here
right.
to open for Tracy Lawrence, which is my favorite
mine too.
country singer.
Lindsay
So,
messaged me, so I'm excited.
I
We're gonna try to
know.
come down. We're gonna try to come over for that too.
well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
We're doing a 3-person pod if you do.
Okay. Hell
Yeah, me, you, and Casey.
We're
If you
definitely
make
could-
it, we're doing that.
Lindsay messaged me and she's like, "Hey, she's coming down there," and that was when she was trying to get your info and everything like that.
Yeah.
She said Casey's gonna be down there. She's opening for. I didn't know that she was also Tracy's.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. Manager.
And
or
I told
whatever.
her about the golf tournament, and she's like, "Well, do you want to play in it again?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Holler at me too, Lindsay. I used to play softball. I'm a little good at golf, but not that good.
Oh well, there's people out there that are awful, so you'd fit right in.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them are really good. Like Gary Allen was good.
Gary Allen was good. at
Yeah,
golf?
him and his I think guitar player, either guitar or fiddle player.
Gotcha.
He was amazing, really
Really?
good. Yeah,
Adam's
Levi.
good at golf. My husband Adam.
I know.
He's good at everything. He makes me sick.
I
really
took
does
him to
make
Top
me
Golf.
sick,
I've
yeah.
seen him play.
He's pretty good.
Dude, the last time we went to Top Golf, we had to leave. It was so cold.
Oh,
Like,
I
the
thought you meant they
wind-
kicked y'all out.
No, the wind was
I was like,
blowing
damn.
so hard.
Oh, right
We
in a
paid for
little
2
bay.
hours, and an hour into it, we were like, bye.
Y'all were like, see you later. Y'all can have our money.
We ate and left.
That
Even
would've been
Jackson was like, I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't like to be cold. That's like my.
I don't. Well,
worst.
I like it
That's
better
the
than being
worst for me.
hot. Most people,
No.
a lot of people don't. You're a
No,
hot one.
Yeah, I'm a hot.
See, I
I'd
just
rather
feel
be
like when
100
I'm
degrees.
cold, I can put on as many clothes as I want.
Okay, Adam.
I can only
Adam
get
says-
down to naked. That's as
Yeah.
far as I can go for heat.
No, I'd rather be 100 degrees than 50. I hate.
Do you lay out in your yard?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem
yeah,
like a
just
layout in your yard type.
Forever, and it just doesn't
Look like a
bother
strip
me.
of bacon.
Yeah, it doesn't even bother me at all. Like I just, everybody's like it's so hot.
My
out here. I'm like,
stepmom used to
"Yeah,
get
I'm
out there when it was 100 and something degrees, and she'd have one. Remember those lawn chairs that looked like they all had straws?
Yes.
Like they felt like rubber,
Yes.
but they were just lines.
You know they still make those.
No, they don't.
They do.
In
and
Georgia,
are
they might.
They're expensive. Look them up on Amazon. I looked one up the other day. It was like
What would you even type in?
$120. I just typed in lawn
Rubber?
sun chair or something.
Because I guess that was rubber, huh? Or plastic?
think-
Yeah, it wasn't rubber.
I can't remember. I think they probably fused rubber and plastic together.
It's,
and made
yeah, it's
some
fucking
kinda,
latex.
Made some crazy
But
shit.
yeah, those she used to lay out there when it was 100 degrees, just in the middle
Yeah.
of a 3-acre field.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. No.
she would be the color of these chairs by the time summer was over.
No, I do get kind of darkened sometimes, but we get most of our. I get most of my tank. We do a lot of fishing, so
Noodling.
I got that, but yeah, noodling.
Hey, you know who's
catfish
going on the
noodling.
pod? Should be your fucking hero,
Who?
Hannah Barron.
No way.
Yeah. She lives in
No.
near Andalusia, so she's only like 2 hours from here.
Oh damn, we got to set up a noodling trip, dude.
I don't want to do it.
Yes.
I'll watch y'all.
Okay, well, how about
I
you
have no
talk-
interest.
Give Hannah my number.
I have grown
because-
up in water with alligators for too long. Like, we have too many alligators.
See, that's
We're
what
not
talking
one of
about.
those.
We
Let's
don't
get in
have
a
a bunch
hole
of-
underwater and see if we
no,
can.
we don't have.
I
a bunch of
watched her the other
alligators.
day. She was trying to get this huge catfish and it kept biting her. And she
Yeah.
kept having huge chunks in her legs.
Yeah.
And she'd just go,
He's biting me.
yeah.
He's biting me.
yeah.
No, we have a blast doing that. But yeah, where we're at, we don't have a bunch of alligators where we're at.
No,
You
yeah.
know, so
I
we
mean,
don't have to worry about it. Worst thing they get
in
you
that
is a
case, I
snapping
would
turtle.
probably, well, I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably not
Snapping
going
turtle
to.
take you-
What's the odds that you
take you
land
in.
on a snapping turtle? Because I don't
know.
think they're going to hunt you out. Dude,
No,
I
no.
hooked one time that was, it was as big as a car hood.
Good.
It was probably
God.
157 years old. It had barnacles all over its head and everything. I was like, dude, when I hooked it, so I felt a bite and I hooked it. And I went over there, like, it wouldn't move or nothing. I was like, I'm hung up. I was like,
Yeah.
I could have swore maybe you wrapped me around a log or something.
Yeah.
So I go over it, and I can pick it up, and I'm like, okay,
What
I
have
got
I
like
got?
an old log down there or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. You
And I
just
had
winching it
braided
up.
lines, so I'm like, "Arr," and this fucking thing comes to the top of the water,
Oh,
and it looks like a
shit.
dinosaur.
Dinosaur, yeah.
And it's just, and I was
Let
like,
me
well,
go.
I'll just cut that line by hook.
Yeah, you know, he was probably a grandpa turtle too. That was probably like the
Pissed.
400th
Oh, he's pissed
time.
off.
Yeah,
He just
he's been
finally
brought
saw
to the
something he
top.
didn't have to chase, and he's
Yeah.
just like,
Then he got drug up to the light.
yeah, and he's just like, again.
Yeah, damn it.
How many times do you think that he's probably been hooked in his lifetime?
Oh, yeah.
50 times.
Oh yeah,
Because he
probably
was
more than that.
100% older than 100 years old.
Probably longer than that. Probably 400 times. I mean, you know, you gotta think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've caught turtles before that just had just hook after hook after hook after hook, just everywhere, like in their backs and in their thing. And sometimes I try, you know, I have a little bit of a heart, so I'll be trying to take the stuff out, and they're like trying to bite my hand
Oh,
off.
shit, dude.
And we'll be like, just throw it back in the
My
water.
grandpa back in the day be like, you cut your snapping turtle, you got to cut his head off. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why do we have to do that?
Why?
I wasn't
'Cause they're
going.
eating
I
all the
wasn't. I
fish.
was like, oh, exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
that's what they eat.
He's like, Justin, if a snapping turtle gets in a pond like this, I'll eat every fish in it. I'm like, well, that might be
That's what
true.
he eats.
I don't know if that's true or not. There's no way for me to fact check anything back then.
Yeah.
So
Back
when your
then you couldn't
grandparents
Google
told you
stuff.
something,
you
just like,
believed it. You
really?
just believed it. Oh my god.
like that's how we all learned
Yeah.
the same bullshit. Like a daddy
Yeah.
long leg is the most poisonous spider, but it can't bite you.
can't bite you. Yeah.
Bullshit. That's
Yeah.
not true.
I can just I think back at the things that my grandparents told me growing up that you become an adult and then you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait just
wait
a
a minute.
damn second. And they're remedies for things, dude.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
know, I will give them credit.
Every
you
now
know.
and then they knock one out of the park, though.
They do, but you know, my grandpa used to tell me some shit, and I'd be like,
Oh,
"Y'all
yeah.
did what?"
Especially for like country stuff,
Yo,
like if
yeah.
a dog gets mange, they're like dip it in
Yeah.
a 50-gallon drum of motor oil. You're like, look, that might work, but how did you find it out?
Yeah.
Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Did the dog
Yeah.
get mange and you're like, I'm sick of this thing, and you're like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sick of
drown it
this
in motor
shit.
oil,
Yeah,
and then he comes
motor oil,
out,
gotta
he comes
kill
out
it.
and he's fine, and you're like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah. Yeah, I got an uncle that he'd be like, you take that Listerine, you pour that Listerine on that dog, set him on fire, burn off all that fur, he won't have them fleas no more.
No shit.
He won't have any skin or
I
nothing.
remember when I was doing my fence, when I was going to go out there and treat my fence, my grandpa said, don't go down there and pay for that
Go get that
He said,
diesel.
get you some diesel fuel. And he put it in a paint sprayer. I
Yeah.
put it in a fucking paint sprayer and went down through there with diesel
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah.
It cost a third of what I was going to
of
pay.
what you're gonna do.
Because that, whatever
but
that.
shit's still standing out there, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that's what I'm saying.
I was like, should I light it on fire when I'm done?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
well,
go ahead and
nah,
light it on
you
fire.
know,
Well,
petrify it.
no. You just let it soak in. I remember my grandpa, he couldn't hear out of one of his ears. He was like almost completely deaf out of one of his ears. And we would ask him, like, Grandpa, what happened? He said, well, back in the day, they used to say if you had an ear infection or you got an earache, you take some hot wax and pour it in your ear. And he said, Mama put that hot wax on the stove and she left it on there a little too long, and she laid me in her lap. She poured that hot wax in my ear, and he said, it killed everything all right. He said, I've never had another earache again. He said, but I couldn't hear neither. I was like, yeah.
My
bet.
grandpa got water in his ear. It's so weird that you have this story. My grandpa got water in his ear. This is country people that ain't going to no damn doctor.
Yeah, ain't going to no doctor.
No shit. Fix it at the house. Got water in his ear and decided best course of action was to lay down, give my grandma a syringe, and let her just suck his ear. And she said, Justin, when I did that, she said, I just blood and everything come out. She said, I busted his eardrum. I said, no shit. What? Why? Like, I know that y'all weren't super educated people, but
Right.
how did you come upon this?
You know she probably stuck like little
She said she
suction
thought
tip
she killed him.
right on
She probably, you know
the
how
eardrum.
they're probably thinking uneducated
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
They're already like, that's his brain. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
oh
like,
my gosh. Yeah, because, you know, back in the day, they didn't have that No Child Left Behind.
no, oh,
bullshit.
dude,
Oh,
no
my
child
God.
left behind. Like, my grandpa's dad thought that school, like when my grandpa,
Wasted
when my
time.
grandpa went to his dad and was like, I think I'm gonna drop out of school and sell catfish on the river. My grandpa's dad was like, you fucking
Sounds
better.
like a good idea, son.
What the hell you doing? You
Yeah.
ain't making a dime at school.
Oh, yeah. Yep. My
And he
grand-
was, that's how he felt. Like
Yeah.
he felt like you need to be working and making money.
But you know, back in the day, that's what they had. My grandpa went.
Oh yeah, dirt poor.
Third grade to quit school. to work on the
But you
farm.
see that, like, even though they were correct, they also never. Even my grandpa now, he will now a little bit, but they never looked forward to a bigger picture at all.
No,
They were never like, if you get into college, you probably could get you a good job. It's like, nope, we need you in the field today.
Now, in the morning.
Exactly. When I told my grandpa I was quitting my steel mill job, he said, Justin, I know you ain't done went crazy. I was like, yeah.
That would have been my grandpa too.
Yeah.
That's my Uncle Junior.
This is a different time.
My Uncle Junior tells this story about how, my grandpa was like tough on them about working and stuff like that. And he said, I'll never forget. He said, I graduated high school one night, like the night he graduated high school.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to go to bed and wake up and take the summer off. He said, I thought I was going to take the summer off. He said, your grandpa was in that room at 6 o'clock the next morning. I got you a job down yonder at the lumber company or whatever it was. You start
today. Making money.
And my uncle was like, man, Daddy, I thought I was going to have a little break. My grandpa was like, son, there ain't no breaks in life. Get your ass up.
Yeah.
And your parents would get you a job. Back in the day, I got you a job
As soon as I could take myself somewhere, I had to work. Like a lot of people don't. I had to work as soon as I could go somewhere alone. I had to work.
Yeah, that was my grandpa.
But I mean, it instills values in you for sure.
It does. That was Adam. Adam come from a long line of hard workers too. So he's never really, he
Working
went to
now.
college, but he's in there working.
In there working now.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's just a different time.
It is. It is very much.
Those people, like my grandpa, I remember him telling me something like, I was like, well, did you have to cut the grass when you were little? He said, son, we didn't have no grass. He said, my daddy killed our whole yard because if you was cutting, he's like, he did.
Yeah.
He's like, if you was cutting grass, that's time you could have been making money. I was like,
yeah.
I can't
Isn't
imagine.
it wild how times have changed?
And my
I know we
grandpa,
talked
he'll
about that last time.
now talk about his life. He's like, Justin, he said, I never had much of nothing. I said, Joe, my whole life you drug up every hunting season. Like when hunting season came around, you quit your job.
Yeah.
I was like, so I mean, he said, I don't regret a bit of it. I was like, yeah, I'm not saying you do. I was like,
The
but
power
don't
got shut off in the wintertime, but-
don't sit around talking about how you just, I never had much. I'm like, you never worked.
You never worked much for it.
You worked
Grandpa,
what you needed to, and that was it.
to have what you needed.
Yeah.
Never had anything.
When
that you
hunting season
wanted.
come around, you're like, time to have a little bit of fun. Let's
Yeah.
drag up and quit this job.
Priorities.
Yeah, don't call me anymore till February.
Yeah, Grandpa had his priorities straight. Don't you wish that you kind of do that though? So.
I mean, I pretty much get to, but
Yeah, you get to now.
I think it's about to get wild though, and I'll be
That's
busy.
good though. That's good though.
Yeah, I mean it's a fun kind of busy. It's not the
It
night
is.
shift.
Yeah, night shift grind all the time.
Oh yeah, steel mill bullshit.
Graveyard shift. Back.
I
to
can't believe how
shift.
many people thought the other day that I was just down in the working man. I was like, I am the working
And then
man,
people
guys.
were like, "That's not a job." I'm like, "Well, they pay us."
Yeah, exactly. They were eating your ass alive too.
Oh, so I was just like,
I was like,
I was
and then-
posting the
and then
definition of job in the comments.
the guy that was arguing with you was posting things that you can tell he Googled and they were
Yeah.
just wrong.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
TikTok, you get paid by ad revenue. I was like, no. TikTok pays you themselves.
Yeah.
He's like,
TikTok
well, you only get paid
Corporation.
1 cent. And Brittany's
Yeah.
like, my RPM's $1.
Yeah, I was like, my RPM's $1.50.
And that's when he stopped.
Yeah. I posted actual
That's how
numbers.
you knew whenever
Yeah.
he lost, because
Yeah.
whenever you lose, it's like usually it's girls, but guys will do it too. Whenever you know you've lost the argument and you got proven wrong,
Yeah.
the last thing you can say is like, well, you fucking suck.
Yeah.
And you're just
The
like,
dumbest shit ever, like,
wait
that's
a
all
minute.
you
We were
could-
having an argument.
We were having
a
an
debate,
educated-
an
an
educated
educated
debate until you were like,
Yeah.
well, fuck that.
Shit, I'm
You
wrong.
suck.
Shit. I love doing that though. I love doing that to people, and like I did go back to car talk earlier.
My trump card was them being like, they were saying that I was like, my wife's still a nurse, guys. She still works.
yeah, like my
and they
wife
were like,
still
oh,
works.
well, she still shouldn't have said that. I was
Yeah.
like, no, you're just taking
Yeah.
it the wrong way. Is all it is.
Yeah, that's
okay.
everybody wants to get
It's outrage
Yeah,
culture.
outraged about something. Everybody
Well,
wants
my
to get
thing
mad about
is,
something.
look, guys, if you do disagree with something me or Brittany does or says or puts
Yeah.
on the internet, just look at your life and say, have I ever said anything that I just didn't really mean or regretted?
Yeah.
Okay, you did? Okay,
Yeah,
got
okay.
it. Got it. That means we're allowed to, too.
Yeah, but it's like...
Most of the time, I'm staying on business, though.
Yeah, but I don't really
If Courtney
ever
hadn't deleted that
post
status the other
anything.
day, I'd still have it up, and
Yeah,
I'd still be arguing with folks.
I try to post stuff to make people laugh.
That's all I'm doing.
And all I posted was that, well, I've been unemployed for the last 14 hours, but they finally gave me my job back. That was funny, too.
I shared that because it was so funny.
And then people were losing their minds. Social media isn't a job.
But those people are literally just mad. They are.
I'm like, okay.
They're people that are sitting there working whatever job they hate, and they're mad.
Yeah,
they're mad that you're making that.
Like, I've worked my entire life. Me and Adam have worked any and every kind of job that you think of.
Tell me a person that you could go up to, any person that's working a job, even if they love it, and they're like, hey, guys, you can stay home now, enjoy your family and everything, do all this, and we'll still pay you this. Could you just like make a video twice a week?
Yeah.
And you think those people are going to be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I love the sun. I love heat and I love labor.
I love getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and driving
I've done that. I hate it.
Working for the big man.
It's okay to do that. I did it for 13 years. To say that I'm not fond of those people because I took my out, it's not like I didn't work to
still have respect for those people, but you just got a different opportunity and a different path opened up for you, and you took that path. And
the same thing they would if they I took a risk and it worked.
Would I mean you got to think like, and different creators put different amounts of effort into stuff. You put a lot of effort into your stuff because you treat it like it's your job. Me, on the other hand, I put effort into my stuff, but I don't. You put
a pretty good bit. You don't. Anytime that you feel like you're not going to put grade A shit, you don't do it.
I won't do it. I absolutely won't do it. If we've got other stuff going on in life, and I just feel like my head's not in the game, I'm not going to post shit for people. You know what I mean?
You should.
I'm going to make sure that like my shit's going to make y'all laugh, or I'm going to try to make y'all laugh. And for the most part, 98% of the time, I get good reviews on my shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I just try to have fun with it. I have a husband that works a full-time job, and we're comfortable. So I don't depend on the revenue that I make from social media. I have fun with it. So there's different amount of effort that you can put into the shit, but you get out and grind every single day, every single week, for me, it's a little hard for me because I'm mama. I got two kids, I got one kid that's got health shit.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody should do what they don't want to do.
Yeah,
you should do exactly how much you want to do.
I have fun with it, Exactly. And if I go a couple weeks and I'm like, my head's not in the game right now,
then why would you make one? You don't need to.
I'm not going to, Exactly. And then all the shit was going down with this TikTok ban, and they're always every 3 months are like TikTok's leaving, TikTok's this, TikTok's that, and so I kind of took a step back from everything for a minute, and then when I do post a video, people are like, where have you been at?
Exactly. That's a good feeling, though.
Yeah, but it's like, well, I'm glad y'all missed me, but I am back now, though. We just hit the ground running. On the way here.
Y'all go check her out, Britany Smith. And look, let me tell y'all something. Whether y'all know this or not, you are completely allowed to watch a video that you hate and not comment on it. Yeah, you can just scroll right on by. Amen. It doesn't cost anything. But if you do want to comment on it, it helps us. We love it. We love it.
Appreciate it.
Keep commenting.
Keep on commenting.
All right, y'all check out Britany Smith. I'll tag all your stuff.
Appreciate it, man.
Tell them anything else you want to tell them.
Yeah, I don't need to tell them nothing else.
Okay, y'all go check out Britany Smith. Bye, guys.